Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle. With me, as always, is Steve. Steve, how are you doing this morning?
Crown Paints, baby.
That's a sick jersey, bro.
I'm doing well. We're back. It feels like forever since we've played. It's only
It
been 11
does.
days.
I honestly didn't even know there was an international break coming up. I just looked and I was like, oh, we don't play until the 21st? What the hell?
Isn't there one every year at this
There's
time?
an international break every 5 weeks, it seems like.
I know. I know. I put on USA yesterday, and it was a friendly against Slovenia. And I was like, oh, great. Literally nobody that I knew was on the pitch.
It's weird.
It was just all the younger kids, and they lost.
Of course they did.
Go figure.
I don't even watch the international games,
I mean, it
honestly.
depends. I try to watch the USA when they're on because they play so rarely, I feel like. But this was, like I said, this was a friendly, and I didn't recognize anybody in that squad, and they lost 1-0.
To Slovenia, huh?
Yeah, man.
With Luka Doncic.
Yeah,
What a
Slovenia
legend.
is pretty bad.
Good morning to everyone in the chat. Dermot, Liz, Shayna, Hannah. I'm sure my mother's in here as well. Oyvind, what's up? My dad's in here. My mom's in here. What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Make sure you leave your thoughts throughout the show in the chat. Liz, thank you very much for gifting the membership. Damien, what is going on, guys? Bournemouth, okay? Well, actually, before we get into Bournemouth, Steve, Salah. Not serious injury, but he got injured on international break, bro. It's so stupid that players are going and playing for multiple teams during a season. I'm never gonna get over that. At first, I thought it was kind of cool, but now I'm just like, it's so stupid. That's why you have a rule in the States where you can't play multiple sports at the same time. It's just absolutely stupid.
I mean, it comes down to the fact that we're just not used to it. You know,
Yeah,
it
fair.
is. It is. I mean, I'm sure this has been going on forever, but
Of course it
you think
has.
about like USA basketball, for example, or any basketball country, right? They're just playing at like the Olympics and in the summer and stuff like that. There's nothing mid-season, so it is frustrating. But he'll be back. He'll heal quickly. Might miss one Liverpool match. I don't know, but
I think he's out
um,
for 2 matches. I think it's nothing serious, like I said. But I think I just wanted to bring up the point that these players play too much. They just play too much, bro. And not only that, but his team that's paying him his wage is playing while he's playing another sport. Isn't that so? Or another with another team? Isn't that stupid?
it's the Asian Cup and AFCON are both just
Ridiculous.
positioned at the worst place. I mean, I don't know how they could do it better. I guess the summer, but like these guys also deserve like an extended break too. So
Which they don't get either.
yeah,
It's nuts.
yeah,
And
it's
they can't really shorten the season. Again, I think you're right. I think it comes down to us not being used to it, but I just still think there has to be a way to fix it because just the volume of football these guys play is just detrimental to them. I mean, we're going to start seeing shorter and shorter and shorter careers, I feel like.
it's definitely possible. Um, Sometimes I just wish Mo Salah was an African. You know,
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, even then, he'd still have to play in the summer, right? So there's a trade off, I guess. I,
but like every year we have to prepare for him leaving. It's
right?
every
That's
year,
so
right?
stupid.
It is. It's annual, right?
So, yeah, or no, not annual. Is it annual?
I think it is. I
All
feel
right,
like
if it's
every
annual,
year he's gone.
it's
Every year it's
ridiculous.
like, oh, Mo Salah's gonna miss these matches. Um, I don't know if it's every year. I should probably know that. Let us know in the chat. Is AFCON every year? I think it is.
It's got to be every year. It's not, or maybe every 2 years. I don't know.
Oyvind
I
says they could just cancel AFCON forever. Yeah, that would be
please,
nice.
please get on board, right?
Just a
You,
random tournament, like, come on.
in the middle of the season, yeah, it's every 2 years. What
Ah, Jordan,
what is
thank you.
going on? But look, we could stand here and bitch all day, but I just wanted to express my concern for the fact that there's so much football being played. And not only that, but does anyone realize how stupid it is that you leave the team that's paying you during the season, not during a break, to go play? I'm very much in the boat that that's so ridiculous.
It is. It is. And if you've never seen the other side, or if you're not used to the other side of it like we are, it
Yeah.
probably just seems normal. But it's just
Right.
really not normal. This is the only sport. Like,
Yeah.
this is it.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Do you leave your club to play for anyone else? Country,
Yeah.
I get it. International football, it's very, very important, especially to the players. To represent their country is an honor. They're blessed to be able to do that. But doing it in the middle of a season where you miss matches for the club that's paying you it's wild. And it's only wild when things like this happen. When Mo Salah goes down, we're like, ah, damn it, AFCON.
Right. Of
Right? But like
course.
if he didn't get hurt, we'd be like, all right, well, it sucks that he's gone, but we want him. We can't wait for him to come back. But now that he's injured, it's like,
Fair.
could this thing linger into February, into March? We're in for the title run. It's just annoying. It's just so frustrating. Don't even get me started, actually,
Fair.
because now you
Fair.
got me going.
We are a little Monday morning quarterback in a little bit in that sense. Not, I don't know if that's the correct term, but like if something bad happens, we start being negative about it. So I don't know what the correct term for that is. Maybe, I don't know. But I know Liz here and Oyvind saying the players want to play for their country, and this is the biggest sport in the world by far. This is how it's done. We get it. We get it. I still think it is just ridiculous that how everything is scheduled. Just the sheer volume of football these guys play and the fact that they're leaving in the middle of their club season to go play internationally without a break continent wide, right? It's not an international break. It's just a tournament that certain players, if you play for an African country, have to leave, or the Asian countries, you have to leave. To me, it's just kind of like, wait a minute. That kind of unlevels the playing field for everybody a little bit. But again, we've been dealing with it with Mane, with Salah. You know, it's just weird, right? And we adapt just fine. We miss them, of course, but when we're playing, we're kind of just like, all right, this is what we have to deal with. I just needed to stress my concern for that. And Salah, not a serious injury, but you're right. If he gets injured seriously, or anyone gets injured on international break, you're kind of thinking like, damn, what if this didn't exist?
I think, like, to your point, it's about the scheduling of it. I want these guys to
Right.
be able. We all want these guys to be able to play for their country. That's what they're most proud of. It's not Liverpool, it's Egypt for Mo. You know, like
Mhm.
obviously there's two sides to that, but it's the scheduling. Like, just shut down European football for the month if you have to.
Well, doesn't Germany get a winter break? Germany gets a
Mm,
winter break. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're in it right now, right? Or is it maybe it's in December?
I'm not sure.
If they we're going to I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent with this, but some countries get a break. And I do think the Premier League is going to start implementing that either next year or the year after, where they have a winter break. So that's exciting. If they start implementing that, yes. So Aylor says Germany have a month vacation. So that would solve all my complaints. You give the guys a month break, that's great. Nice. That's 4 weeks of no football. That's awesome. That's what they need. That's all I got to say about that. Bournemouth sit at 12th in the table, I think, Steve. Liverpool. Did you watch the video I sent you? Probably not.
I watched about half of it. Yeah.
It's good, right? So there's this video I watched, guys, on how Klopp has like evolutionized his tactics going into this year, right? Because a lot of people last year and the year before saying that Klopp is kind of stale. He's stubborn, right? He just plays this high line, and teams are starting to figure it out. He's adjusted his tactics, and that has led to Liverpool being where they are on the table right now. How do you feel, Steve, with these tactics going in against Bournemouth, knowing that no, we can lose to Bournemouth. We lost to Bournemouth last year, bro.
I think this is going to be a comfortable win.
With
It
70
has
mile
to.
an hour winds.
Is that what it is?
I think it's projected to be like 60 or 70 mile an hour winds.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't check the weather, but the weathermen are always wrong anyway, so
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's
I'm
probably going to
not
be
sure.
65 and sunny.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much weight in what they say. Yeah, it's going to be like 100 degrees. No, I'm just kidding. This should be a comfortable win. But it's one of those games where, especially as we're well into the second half of the season, right? We've turned that corner, and our lead at the top is slim. We're missing some guys, but I think the other side of that is we got some guys that are still here that are hungry for game time. And more specifically, the likes of Jota, potentially Gakpo,
Hmm.
um, things of that nature. So we still have world-class players. But not having Endo and Salah, that changes things quite a
Sure.
bit. So we'll see what happens. I think this is going to be like a 3-1 victory. Bournemouth are in pretty decent form.
They are.
They're not easy to beat necessarily.
Solanke's really, really holding them up, dude. Without Solanke, they'd be struggling to get goals.
I mean, you take his goals away, they haven't even scored 20. They're down at the bottom of the barrel with Sheffield.
It's bad. Right.
Yeah.
Bournemouth are I feel like Bournemouth are like a Fulham. You know what I mean? I think not nearly as talented as Fulham, but Bournemouth definitely have the talent to beat a team that doesn't come prepared to play. But I think you're right. We'll probably end up with like a 3-1 victory. But the weather, that'd be interesting. Victor says, I think we win 4-0 today. That'd be a sick victory. Coming back off an international break. I hope we don't have a hangover. You know, that international break hangover.
I like that, Victor. 4-0. I'd take that.
Who wouldn't take 4-0?
I'd love a clean sheet. There's also some injuries we're dealing with, of course.
Right. We're without Trent. We've been without
Szoboszlai,
Thiago
Trent.
for a decade.
Yep.
Kostas, of course.
Yep.
Andy. Bacetich, which I'm starting to get worried about. And Matip, of course. The big one is Trent, right? But that just means Connor Bradley gets to cook.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Well, hopefully he plays.
Who
I just
who the
don't know
hell
how
else
else
is
they
gonna
would
play?
line it up. Yeah, you're right. I think by
Yeah.
process of elimination, he has to play.
Right, because Gomez has to play on the left.
I hope. Yeah, I don't think there's any other option. But I guess you could do. The only thing that it's probably unlikely, but would be to bring in Kwanzaa in some way, shape,
Some
or form.
capacity. Yeah. I thought about that. I personally started Kanate. Just because of Trent being out. But I trust Kwanzaa too.
Well, who would play on the left?
Gomez.
No, if Gomez played on the right for Bradley, who would play on the left?
Luke Chambers. See
Oh,
that, and I don't trust that. That's why Gomez has to start on the left for me.
yeah.
Right?
Dermot
Look at
put his lineup in here. Allison,
yeah.
Gomez, Bradley, Kanate, Van Dyke, McAllister, Jones, Elliott, Diaz, Nunez.
So that's the
Jota.
exact lineup I had with the exception
too.
of Nunez.
You have
So
Gakpo in there?
yeah, so here's what I did. So this is weird. But I think the very first game of the season, Gakpo started in midfield. I put Gakpo in the midfield because I think we're without Szoboszlai too, guys, by the way.
We are.
So because of that, I put Gakpo in the midfield, McAllister holding, and then Jones on his right. Jones is undroppable right now. He's our best midfielder. I'm so happy for Jones because the last 3 years we've both been defending Jones. Like, he's good enough. He just needs to find that consistency. We've seen the flashes. That kid's found it. So Jones right there. And then I put Elliott on the wing. Right?
Ooh.
Yeah, no. I did that because look, it's either that or you put Luis Diaz on the right. But Luis Diaz has zero left foot. He's like Robbo, but opposite foot. So I put Elliott on the right, and I put Jota in the middle. I think Jota's probably been our most prolific attacker since coming back from injury. And then I put Darwin on the left. I actually didn't play Diaz at all. So I take that back. The only one I have different is Diaz.
I think.
Or maybe I didn't start. I don't know.
I think we'll see Nunez on the left, Jota up top, and Diaz on the right.
You think Diaz on the right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You could
Bailey.
also do Jota on the right, Diaz on the left,
See,
Nunez up top.
the person I think the more likely scenario would be Jota on the right, because Jota actually can play with both feet. Bailey says Kwanzaa can play right back, but I like him at center back. It just wouldn't feel right to me putting him at right back.
I think Connor Bradley deserves it. That's the thing.
Oh, absolutely he does. Damien with his prediction here. Allison, Van Dijk, Kanate, Bradley, Gomez, McAllister, Elliott, Jones, Nunez, Diaz, and Gakpo up front. Okay, so going with Gakpo. Aylor, Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk, Gomez, and Allison, of course. McAllister, Gravenberch, and Jones. Forgot about Gravenberch. Elliott, Nunez, and Diaz. Do you find yourself forgetting about Gravenberch? Because I do.
No, I actually just pulled him up on my other screen here to see if he was fit because I was thinking, why is no one mentioning him?
Yeah. I forgot about him.
But I think he can come on and change a game. And he's still relatively new as well.
Yeah.
I think Klopp may trust Elliott more in a specific role, but we'll see.
Again, I've always thought Elliott is a winger, but he was forced to play in the midfield. But I did also watch some Elliott highlights yesterday. I'll do this every now and then, Steve. I don't know if you do, bro, but I'll actually go and I'll watch specific players' highlights from the season. Because, when you're watching a game, you do kind of miss how the player's playing individually. So I did that with Jones, Elliott, and Nunez last night just to see. They're all so good.
Well, Elliott, one thing I'll say about him, he's always got the next pass ready to go.
Okay,
His one-touch passes, and again, I stressed this a couple times on the last show we had, his right-footed crosses are accurate.
Yeah, it's a good point.
He doesn't have the right foot to whip one in like Trent or Gomez even, right? But when he gets down towards the touchline and he chips one in with his right foot, he's got great touch. So I just think he always takes advantage of his opportunities. He's quite the player, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And all of our youth guys are really good. The one that's coming up, and I made a video about it, guys, definitely go check that video out. It's doing really well. Appreciate you guys supporting the video. Is the Connor Bradley video. A little bit clickbaitish with the title, but bear with me. It's a good video. And basically just chatting about how good Connor Bradley is, right? The confidence the kid plays with is similar to Elliott in the sense that he's not passing the ball backwards or sideways, is he? I mean, he gets the ball and he's making runs at people. He's doing little nutmegs. He just plays with confidence. And when you're that young, when you see a player playing with confidence, and this goes for any sport, that's really the difference maker. If you have confidence, you're going to play better. It's the fact of the matter.
Case closed.
Hey, Laura, a couple of challenges are there. Gravenberch doesn't seem to thrive when put on the right side of the midfield. Last match, he was awful. Nunez also seems to prefer drifting in from the left. I agree with the Nunez point. He's better on the wing. And I saw someone say last show that Nunez is actually a winger. And I thought he played as a second striker with Benfica. I'm pretty sure Benfica played like a 4-4-2.
Yeah, I think it depends, but I feel like a lot of the highlights I saw from him, he was always cutting in from the left. He's right.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he played on the left side of that front too, if that's in fact what it was. We played them. I remember him.
Crushed us.
But yeah, I like him better coming in from wide, and he's got that engine that can just take him the full 90, 100 minutes. And I think that's, I hope he's on the left today because I want to see that. I want to give him a full match on the left.
Absolutely. Me too.
I think you'll see a different player.
Why do I feel like we have several players where their best position is where they don't play 100% of the time? Like Darwin, we want him to be a striker. But in Klopp's system, he's not a false nine player. He plays better on the left. Elliott, personally, I don't know if this is a popular opinion. I think Elliott plays better as a winger, or at least as a forward.
Yeah, just like that right attacking mid roll.
Right.
If we could find a way to like push that in there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not the case. Our midfielders have to work. They have to get back. Sometimes they don't necessarily have the freedom to go all the way up, especially when Trent's overlapping, right? Especially on that right side. It can be tough. It can almost feel like Elliott's kind of boxed in the midfield there. But
Yeah. And
in any
I don't
event,
know. I don't know if you got to the point in the video where they talk about the rotating triangles.
yep.
Okay. So in that sense, I think it gives Elliott the freedom, even if he does play in midfield, to be, like you said, that right attacking mid / forward, right? But it's a lot different when you're already positioned up the pitch, right? You don't really see Salah too much dropping deep. You might see it 2 or 3 times in a game where he's coming pretty much to pick up the ball from Trent or Kwanzaa, whoever's over there at the time. I think Elliott is just kind of figuring out what he can do in this new system. And maybe that's why we're seeing a little bit more from him production-wise this season. I mean, he's already scored like twice or 3 times the amount of goals he had last season. He's definitely getting better in the final third, as you mentioned before, with the right-footed cross. And I think we're only going to see more goals from the midfield as we implement this system more, right? I mean, you're seeing Curtis Jones score way more. You're seeing Elliott score way more. Look at Szoboszlai. Look at Endo. What game was it? Fulham? Who the hell did we play where we scored like 4 goals from outside the box?
Yeah, that was Fulham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable. So I think this system is really going to play to the midfielder's advantage. And of course, whoever's playing up top. Let's look at the table. I had it pulled up for like 20 minutes, but didn't do anything about it. All right, so we look at the table. Bournemouth's in 12th. Okay, 7 wins, 4 draws, 8 losses. Goal difference is 7. And they were hot for a minute, right? Looks like they won 4 in a row and then ended up losing to Tottenham. But they beat Fulham, beat Bournemouth, or Jesus, beat Nottingham Forest, beat Man United 3-0, and then Crystal Palace 2-0.
And there's a draw with Aston Villa in there as well. Yeah, like I said, they've been pretty hot.
Yeah, they're not a bad team. Not a bad team.
No, they're not bad. Their defending isn't great.
All
But
right,
they're without a lot of these guys today, though.
so
Adams is out, Semenyo's out, and
that's
not
a big
necessarily
one.
injury. Yeah, not necessarily injury. Some of them are at AFCON.
Yeah.
Um,
Semenyo, this guy was good the last time we played them.
he's a good player.
Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to really.
No, I was just reading an article yesterday about who's in, who's out, and they are missing a handful of guys. I can't remember everyone else, but Adams, Semenyo, maybe Katara or Watara.
Yeah.
Dango. What up, Dango?
Dango.
Yeah. So
Philip Billing, bro. He is.
that guy won't go away, man.
He's
like
never
McBurney.
going away. He's been playing there since '93.
But like in reality, he's probably like 24.
How old is he?
27.
He's
6'4".
27. Oh my God.
My gosh.
Why does this dude seem like he's 50 years old?
Dude, he has been around. Him and Mings, dude.
Dude,
I get the
Tyrone
two
Mings.
confused because they're both huge.
Yeah, they're massive.
But yeah, I feel like those guys have been around forever.
I feel like Ryan Christie is another one that I feel like is synonymous with Bournemouth. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, on paper, now that I'm looking at it, bro, they don't have a terrible lineup. They got a lot of decent talent. You know, Dominik Szoboszlai, obviously a really prolific goal scorer this season. Justin Kluivert, man, he was supposed to be really good, remember?
Yeah, he has
He's
not
fallen
panned
off.
out.
Yeah. Tyler Adams, good signing, but you said he's out. Luis Sinisterra, another good young FIFA type player if you wanted to buy him, but I don't know what he's done. I thought he played for Aston Villa. Is he on loan?
Who?
Luis Sinisterra, the Colombian?
No, I don't know.
I thought he was on loan. Oh, he's still super young. Oh, okay. I guess he plays for Bournemouth full time now. Am I going crazy? Did he not play for Aston Villa, guys?
Bournemouth is one of those teams where I'm like, are you in the Prem? Are you not?
Well,
Like,
dude, no, we're looking at the table. I mean, they're doing well, but you're right. It does seem like. Do you feel
just
like they
generally
over?
speaking, like Bournemouth is one of those teams where I'm like, you could ask me on any given day, like, are they in the Prem right now? And like, I'll probably know the answer, but it'd take me a second, you know?
Yeah. Do you
Bournemouth
think
and who's the other one that I always get confused on? Um,
Born or uh
they're red.
Burnley,
No. Um,
Nottingham, Sheffield? It's got to be Sheffield.
um, yeah, it might be Sheffield.
It's
You
got
might
to
be
be
right.
Sheffield. I never know if Sheffield's in the Premier League or not.
Sheffield is so bad.
They had that one year where they finished like 9th or 8th,
Yeah.
and you're like, what?
Well, dude, it's these
That's what it is.
teams. You know what's crazy? Sometimes I think
Thank you.
about the
Thank you,
gap
sir.
in quality between the Premier League and the Championship. Like, I
It's
feel like
it,
sometimes there's a gap, sometimes there isn't. But there's teams that'll just win the league and come to the Prem and do nothing.
it's but
Just
you
get
know
completely shut out.
but you know
Right
how
back down.
hard it is to win the championship?
Oh, it's so hard.
The championship, there's like no gap in quality between any of the teams. It's
Yeah.
so competitive.
The gap comes between leagues.
Right.
I mean, who just came up? Let's look at it. Sheffield, Luton, and
Oh God, Luton. Yeah. What the hell?
is it Sheffield, Luton, and Bournemouth?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if Bournemouth just came up. Anyways,
Or Fulham, maybe? No.
no,
No, not Fulham.
not Forest. Burnley? Burnley.
Burnley. Burnley.
Okay. And guess who's bottom three, Kyle?
All of them.
Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield. A combined 38 points.
Oh man.
Goal differential combined is around 70. Negative 70 goal differential.
Wow.
There is 9 wins between the 3 teams, and they've played 62 matches. If you actually think about that, that's insane.
Well, yeah, but I mean, also think about the monetary difference,
Well,
right? Obviously,
that's the thing. Yeah.
you get promoted, you do get a lot of money, but I think the teams that can afford to like just you have to splash the cash when you get promoted, right? 2 teams that did it. Fulham do it every single time they get promoted. Every single time they drop tens, if not hundreds of millions of pounds.
Yeah.
Aston Villa did it because Aston Villa should have never been relegated. They got relegated and then they came back up and they spent your boy, Tyrone Mings, brought him in, right? They dropped tons of money on like Douglas Luiz, Ollie Watkins, and now they're starting to get some real talent in there with Leon Bailey. And you look at the midfield they've created with the likes of John McGinn and all these other guys that they have. But my point being is that clubs that can afford to spend a lot once they get promoted usually stay, right? Not all the time, but
Wolves did it too
yeah,
when they
well,
came up like 5 years ago.
another great example. Absolutely. But the teams that can't, the Sheffields, the Burnleys, and Burnley's trying to build something. They moved on from Sean Dyche, and they're trying to build something around Vincent Company, which I do like. And they have a lot of young Belgian talent in that team. But again, young Belgian talent isn't going to do anything in the Premier League. You have to have a solid foundation when you come up. And I feel like a lot of times when teams get relegated, they can't hold on to their core because a lot of these guys have contractual clauses saying like, hey, if we get relegated, you sell me or
I'm out. Yeah.
yeah,
See you
see you
later.
later. Exactly.
I'm not going
So,
down there and getting my legs broken.
yeah, right. I
You
mean,
get killed down there.
yeah.
The championship is rough, dude.
Yeah.
You get killed down there. Also, nobody wants to play for smaller clubs in smaller stadiums against lesser competition. I got a fun fact for you before we move on. Everton, who could get relegated, Especially if they get docked more points.
Well, that's
They're
the
only,
thing. They won't unless they get docked points. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, they're only one place out. In any event, they have the same number of wins as Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
Brighton's
Wow.
in 8th. Yeah. 8 wins, 10 losses. Everton. 3 draws.
So if you have 10 losses,
dude, we can't
Just
do it
kidding.
to them.
Just kidding. So
We
yeah,
can't.
Everton's one of those teams where I think it would be an exact situation like Aston Villa, probably even more, right? Obviously, they violated financial fair play regulations and all that, but if they get relegated, they're going to dominate the league and come right back up and then splash the cash once they come back up. They're going to sell all their like Decore, see you later. He ain't staying if you get relegated. Even if he just signed a new contract, you're selling him. Idrissa Gana Gueye, he's had 3 or 5 or 7 stints at the club. See you later. He's gone.
I think Decore might actually be someone that stays. Believe it or
Really?
not.
You think?
Yeah. I think he's been a journeyman. He's getting older. He's not young by any means. He's got to be close to 30 now.
Yeah, he late 20s, I think.
He's also not very good anymore.
The
interesting one would be Pickford, because Pickford claims he's there forever or whatever he says. Yeah, if you get relegated, are you going to want to stay down there, Pickford? Because you know him. He's got an ego. He's arrogant. You think he's going to want to play in the championship?
Dude, I don't know. That's a good question because Jordan Pickford is kind of like, I feel like a Nick Pope, where if the club gets relegated, a bigger club will buy him. Don't you think? Bear with me here. So Fulham got Bernd Leno, and I'm trying to think of other clubs that could benefit from having a Jordan Pickford, right? You may think of a Brighton or a Crystal Palace or something like that. But don't you think that Jordan Pickford would only leave Everton if he went to like Aston Villa, right? Like Martinez isn't getting any younger. I feel like Aston Villa could very well, if Everton get relegated, buy him.
A team like that, sure.
Yeah.
Hannah says Pickford's been in the championship before, though. Yes, that's true, but he's also played at the highest level in the Prem for years and for country. It's a major step down.
Yeah, no, and that's Pickford is.
Well, there you go. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Bingo. Yeah, good point, Jordan. He's what self-respecting.
I don't know how he's their number 1 keeper.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Nick Pope is better, don't you think?
I mean, if we have any folks from England in here, tell us what you think.
Yeah, I mean,
like hardcore England supporters, let us know.
Yeah.
Is Pickford really the guy? Because I'm not seeing it. So let me know.
Well, to be fair, I don't watch him week in and week out. And if I'm just using the eye test, Nick Pope is a better shot stopper for me. But Pickford has better distribution, I feel like. And maybe that's why he plays. And now Dermot says, is Solanke fit today or still injured? Well, Dermot, let's find out. I'm going to beat you to it, Steve. I'm going to beat you to it. He was out against QPR due to a minor knock, but now more than a week to fully recover, he's expected to play. And this is according to Fox, RotoWire. Oh, by the way, just want to give a quick shout out to Fox Sports. And the reason is I'll share my screen just so you guys know. I have no loyalty to any sports company, but I respect a good layout. I respect a good user interface. Okay. And so just real quick, we'll go into this because I love giving shout outs. Look at this. This is so simple. Don't even have a picture for the kid. Okay. But they give me ready to return, impact. They give me updates, simple, what's going on with them, right? I can get some stats right here, just real quick. Clicking on stats if it loads. Okay. Boom. There we go. 12, 1, 14, or 26 clearance. That's all I need. Really quick. Big numbers, right? I just want to give a quick shout out to Fox. It's so easy to understand, but he should be an option for Sunday's trip to Liverpool. That's what I was getting at. Super simple, updated, and this was 2 days ago, so he's probably ready to go.
And if he gets sold on, I know most of you probably know this, so we got a sell-on clause.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think it's
I think we have
20%.
a sell-on clause with him. We have a sell-on clause with Nico Williams too, don't we?
Hopefully.
We have a sell-on clause with who was the dude that we got money for? It just happened this past summer. Doesn't matter. Can't remember. Oyvind says Pickford is so dislikable he should be dropped for that alone.
That's what
He
I'm
is
saying, man.
Is it bad that I say the way he moves pisses me off? Or is that like a universally accepted thing?
Say that again.
The way he moves pisses me off.
Everything about him is just like I would feel this way even if he didn't play for Everton.
Yeah, no, honestly, it has nothing to do with Everton.
It's him. Yeah, it's him.
It has. I dislike Pickford more than Everton, I think.
Oh yes, 100%. Because Everton aren't a threat anymore.
Also,
nobody's worried about them.
I'm going to throw this out there. It didn't help that he tore Van Dijk's ACL.
Yeah. That wasn't
single-handedly tore it because of the way he plays. He's so uncontrolled and violent and unnecessarily flaily that he went feet first into Van Dijk's knee. Which honestly that's it. You don't come back from that.
Yeah, you don't come back from that.
All right. Streams of Dreams. Shout out to Streams of Dreams. But it looks like you have an Arsenal picture. But it's okay. We'll let it slide. Any news about our wonder kid, Stefan Bajcetic? I think that's an Arsenal picture. No, that's Klopp yelling at an Arsenal player, I think.
Is that Trossard?
It's either Trossard or Odegaard.
Oh,
anyway, it doesn't matter. We're reading too much into that. So Stefan Bajcetic, dude, he's still out. But he's back. I think he's back training.
I'll see if there's the latest on him.
I checked the team news. I saw everyone who was out. And Klopp said a lot of players are getting close.
Klopp said what's going on with Stefan Bajcetic and Thiago. Like, what are we doing, guys?
Look, Thiago.
Like, if you tore your ACL or something major, I think we should know.
Look, here's the deal.
Been out forever. Matip will be back before Bajcetic.
Oh, God. Okay, so here we go. This is what Klopp said. He said they are all positive, referring to Thiago, Trent, Bajcetic, Doak, Matip, Andy Robertson, Szoboszlai, and Kostas. That's a hell of a list to be absent with, by the way. He said they are all positive but not ready. But they are all going in the right direction, getting closer and closer and closer. Some of them might be in kind of part of team training next week. Okay, that's very vague, Klopp.
Well, he doesn't know. These guys have been out for an eternity.
Well, I know. Well, look, Thiago, where the hell's Thiago going to play?
Who knows, man?
What is Thiago? Is he going to play against Burnley?
He'll be a substitute, I think, for a while.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, there you go. So with Stefan,
you can't say he's not rested. He should be fast. He should be real fast and quick.
Yo, he should. How much you want to bet? Over under. Within 10 minutes of him coming back on the pitch for the first time, he gets a yellow card.
Nah.
No. Yes.
Under.
Under? Oh, okay. I thought you meant like, nah, he's not going to get one.
Not in the first 10 minutes, I don't think.
All right. So here we go. Bajcetic injury, because that article didn't tell me anything. So it was originally his calf, wasn't it? It was something with his calf, but then he had a setback. Kid's only 19 years old still, bro.
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's not good. He's missed a lot of time, and he's young.
It's not good. And you know who else? Same thing, Calvin Ramsey. God, I can't get anything updated, dude. The last article about Stefan Bajcetic pertaining to his injury, November 19th.
Yeah, there's not many on here. If you really dig, you can find
All
something.
right, here's Yard Barker. No idea who that is, but so this is Pep Linders on Stefan Bajcetic saying they will not be ready for the end of this month. It will probably be going into next month to train with us. So kind of like Klopp said, the end of January, but both with no complications and progressing. So
In a perfect world, Kyle, Endo just keeps plugging the hole in the midfield.
yeah,
We keep him for another couple years, but Bajcetic stays fit and gets groomed into that role. That would
let's
be
hope
pretty
so.
sweet.
Well, dude, when he played, the last time he played for us, he played right back. You remember that, right?
Hmm.
What the hell is that?
Well, he needed to get in somewhere.
No, that's fair. Good point. Let's head over to the chat. Shayna forgot Tiago even existed. Dermot says should have sold Tiago in January.
I don't know if I agree with that because he's not
Well,
worth anything. That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, and plus,
And we can really use him.
I don't think you can. Teams aren't going to buy unless they're desperate. Teams aren't going to buy a player that's out of contract in 6 months because you can agree a deal with him and get him on a free. Plus, what are you going to sell Tiago for? 15 mil, 10 mil at most?
Nah, maybe.
I don't think you can get. I don't think he's worth that.
No, we know he's not worth that, but I could see him going somewhere big after this and getting one more payday. Maybe like PSG. Somebody
Nah,
that can just pay absurd money.
I think he goes back to Barcelona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what he's being linked with, is Barcelona.
Oh, all right.
And Dermot, to answer your question, yeah, he's getting 192 pounds per week. So, how about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys, Devin? How about Jordan Love? What is he doing? What is he doing?
He's home.
He's on the couch eating donuts.
Yeah, he's on the couch.
He's watching the Sunday summary.
Yeah, no, he's literally Jordan. Hey, he's
What's
in
up?
here right now.
Now,
They
Jordan,
overachieved anyways. They barely snuck into the playoffs. They
that's what I'm saying.
overachieved.
He overachieved anyway. So did CJ Stroud. They did this whole thing before the start of the game like, we have him. We found him. It's very rare you find a quarterback who's him, and he's him, and you get blown out 34-10, right?
I mean, no, he's good. There's no doubt he's good, and he's a rookie, dude.
I know.
So
I
what
know.
he did was impressive. There's no doubt. But they never stood a chance yesterday, man.
No, not against the
That
Ravens.
Ravens team, well rested, Lamar Jackson just playing out of this world. They never stood a chance.
And it's not even that, too. I mean, look at the run defense from the Ravens yesterday. How many runs over 4 yards did the Texans have?
I have no idea.
None. It's unbelievable. But anyways, just wrong podcast. So, Leon, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Liverpool in place for a special season. Absolutely. And if we were looking back at the table, Man City are back in second place. Liverpool still with a little bit of a lead. And Steve, at the start of the season, you predicted it. Really, you've said this all the time. Arsenal are going to fall off. They always do. And this is the time they fall off. Around this time, around Christmas. So, would you like the floor to just tell everyone I told you so, or are you going to be humble?
No. I think anybody with half a brain knows that Arsenal's not in the race. And they only were last year because City struggled for a while and we crumbled. It's a two-horse race. That's what it's always been. As long as Klopp and Pep are there and both teams are relatively fit, that's the race. Now, Arsenal won 5-0 yesterday. They're probably feeling high on that. And Crystal Palace just looked abysmal. But like Arsenal are still in the conversation. But long term, when I think of the title race, they don't enter my mind. And they didn't
No.
last year either. It's crazy. Even last year, leading the league for so long, I never thought they were going to win it. And I said it 1,000 times on this show. Liz says, Steven, what do you think about the Pats' new coach? All right, so we're back to football. So I've actually met Gerard Mayo. He's a great guy. I don't know what to expect from him as a head coach. I think it is a bit risky appointing him, but there was always rumblings the last couple of years that he was the next guy in line to step up after Bill left. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's It's bittersweet. I was actually on the news, interviewed in Boston here, local news,
Oh
talking about,
yeah,
and I met Bill
legendary.
Belichick as well, talking about what he was like off the field and got a little bit of airtime. So that was kind of funny. But
Can
yeah,
I
it's
just
exciting. It's
say,
bittersweet. It's exciting, but we'll see, Liz. I have no idea.
I want to give Steve a quick public shout out. Never in my life have I seen. I don't want this to come off as sarcastic either. I haven't seen anyone being interviewed on the news as articulate as you were. Like, you didn't seem nervous. You seem very like this is how it was. Very good interview, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
It's all the
and you had.
practice I get here on the Sunday summary
I
with all
was
these
just
great
gonna say
members and
that you
such.
had a lot of practice. Yeah. Oyvind said, "What the fuck is the Pats?"
New England Patriots,
Oh
the
man,
best NFL American football team ever.
definitely the most successful dynasty that there ever was. Probably you
Yes,
could
yes,
argue.
yes. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not the best football team anymore. Fakito, what's going on? Dermot, with De Bruyne, Holland, Silva, Foden, etc., can't see City dropping any points. They have much easier fixture list second half of the season. We need to win today. Can't afford to drop any points. Absolutely. Couldn't
Okay.
agree
So
more.
I want to unpack that a little bit.
All right, let's put it back up.
I've seen a lot of people saying this, Dermot, and I agree with it's hard to envision them dropping points, but they will. They're not going to win 18 straight games. It's just very, very rare that that has happened or will ever happen again. Whatever the case may be. In terms of the fixture list, however, don't we play the same exact teams as them? We are only one game over the halfway point. We've played 20, they've played 20. We probably play the same exact teams as them. No?
Well, every year,
Maybe he means towards the end. Because
every
don't you
year we
play every team in the first half of the year and then every team again?
no. Well, you play every team twice, but not necessarily in one in the beginning, one at the end. Because we've had it before. I remember we've played Leicester. Like now, maybe it was at the break of the year. At one time December 29th, and the next time January 3rd. I don't know, but um, I've had it before where we played Leicester away and then Leicester at home. And we played them in like the League Cup. We played Leicester like 3 times in 2 weeks one time.
I know.
So,
Is there anyone we've played twice in the league yet?
it's a great question. Let's see. Liverpool.
Because we're about to play Bournemouth for the second time. Oh no, that was the EFL Cup.
All right, what we got? Um,
Maybe I'm crazy. Am I crazy, guys? I think you
no.
play all 19 other teams before you play anyone twice.
Look, you're probably right, dude. I don't know the first thing about the schedule. All right. No, we've played Newcastle twice, right?
Well, that would have been because that was the 20th game.
We played
right?
Sheffield, Man United. Where's Newcastle? We played
Newcastle was
Newcastle. You're so look, January 1st. Look at this.
Newcastle. Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Sorry, I thought I was sharing my screen with everybody. This is the dude. There, you might be right.
Newcastle was our first team we've played twice because it was the 20th game we've played in the league.
That's
So in other words,
unbelievable.
with the exception of one team, we'll play the same teams as Man City for the next 18 matches, give or take. Now the home and away thing, somebody mentioned that here. Alor is which teams you've played home or away, right? Great point. But in terms of who we play, it should be relatively the same, bar one team.
Tony, what's up?
They may
Tony,
actually have played Newcastle recently as well.
Tony said you play all the teams either home or away first, then you do the opposite fixture in the second half of the season. Okay. So
Right.
You learn something new every day. I actually didn't know that.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
Imagine like not playing Leicester for like 6 months and then playing them twice in the last like 2 weeks. It would just be ridiculous.
Well, dude, that's how we do it over here, dude. You'll have, I don't know. Sometimes
yeah. The Patriots always play the Jets like twice in like a month.
Yeah, it's weird. I like this though. I like that they do it that way because if you play a team back to back, it can kind of mess things up a little bit in terms of tactics, preparing, you know. But shout out to Tony.
Shout out to Ivan. Steve is always right. Let it go, Kyle.
Where did he say that?
I thought that was just common 1007. I thought that was just common knowledge.
Oh yeah. Well, look, Steve, you're on a hot streak right now. Most of the time, you are right.
Yeah. Well,
I'll try
why
to.
I'm here.
Well, that's you got to keep me
Crown
in check.
Paints. That's why I'm here.
Crown Paints. Yeah. All
Crown
right.
Paints.
So yeah, no, we play them at Anfield, obviously, right? We drew it the Etihad. But you look at our schedule, dude. Steve, bro, look at this fixture list. Ready? Burnley, Brentford, Luton, Nottingham. That's legendary.
Wait. Do that again. I was reading some comments here.
Burnley, Brentford, Luton, Nottingham.
Like it.
Yeah, I know, but who knows? We might struggle with that. But
That
then we
Arsenal
got
game's going to be big.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So, but then hear this, right? Man City, Everton, Brighton, Sheffield, Man United. That'll be an interesting 4-game stretch. And then, I view this as the toughest, right? This 6-game stretch right here. We play all the mid-table sides with the exception of Tottenham and Aston Villa, which I still view as a mid-table side. All right. Crystal
Both of them.
Crystal Palace, Fulham, West Ham, Tottenham, Villa, Wolves. That is the toughest fixture, 6-game fixture, I think, of the season. Call me crazy. I think it is. That's how we end the season. And if you actually want to look at it differently, 7 games, because we have Man United before that.
Oyvind says, "Stopped expecting everything is the American way." Huh.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's just every other sport aside from football is what we're referring to.
Fair enough.
For the things that we've discussed today.
Yeah.
It's not just America. It's just other sports in general. We just know America. That's where we are.
Yeah. This is all, we grew up in America, following American sports, so that's what we know. We've been following the Premier League for, a decade now? You've been following it a little bit longer than I have.
Tony Madden, member for 37 months. Shout out to Tony. Tony sent me a nice scarf from Anfield. Tony, we love you. You've been supporting us for a while. You are the man. Thank you so much. I know Tony doesn't want a ton of attention, but just wanted to say thank you. Thank you.
Tony sent me my scarf as well. Thank you very much, Tony. Dermot says City have much easier fixtures, and I just don't think so. They're going to go through a tough time.
Yeah, he must just mean the home and away piece, the actual fixture piece.
He does say check the fixtures for them. So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing it.
They're a lot more vulnerable than we are. I will be right back.
All right. Let's see what we're doing with Man City here. All right. Where is it? What do you want to do here? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, Man City, Huddersfield. There's a blast from the past. So they have Tottenham in the FA Cup, but Burnley, Brentford, Everton. They go up against Copenhagen. Okay. All right. So Chelsea, Brentford, Bournemouth, United. And then they got us. Now, if you go past us, oh my God, no. They have virtually, who said it earlier, guys? Someone said it earlier that they have virtually the same exact fixture list. And you're pretty much right. It's in a different order, obviously, but look at the last 7 games, right? They have Palace, Tottenham, Luton. Luton's the only one we don't have. And Nottingham, too. Wolves, Fulham, West Ham. Right? So all the mid-table sides. And then Aston Villa, too, right before that. So very similar fixtures. Almost identical, in fact, going into the end of the season. And they do have to come to us. You're absolutely right. And so Jordan says March. All right, so let's look at March. Absolutely right. Arsenal, Brighton, us, United. Ooh, yeah, and they have the Champions League match mixed in there, which is the second leg. So you're right, a very stressful March for City. Very good point, guys. So this is the benefit of looking at the fixture list. Sorry, Steve, I had to remove you. And so Jordan says March is a tough schedule for City, and they're absolutely right. But look at how they end the season. It's virtually the same. They have Villa, Palace, Wolves, West Ham, Fulham. So, and then, of course, Luton and Nottingham Forest. But It's going to be down to the wire, bro. This is why you watch the sport.
This is why we do this.
Oyvind's laughing at Copenhagen. Yeah, unless you're laughing at how I'm saying it, Copenhagen took out Man United, didn't they? Shout out Denmark. All right. Predicted lineup, Steve, for this match going into today. I really want to look at Bournemouth's predicted lineup. Let me share my screen here. All right. Y'all picking this up? No. Yes, you are. All right. Says leads off with Liverpool have already overcome Bournemouth twice this season. But Andoni Ariola's side have continued to improve since their last meeting. All right. But both teams are without like 10 players. Okay. So they have Connor Bradley predicted at right back with Konate, Van Dijk, and Gomez, which we talked about. And they're going for Gravenberch in midfield as well. So, and look, Steve, my guy, Harvey Elliott, right wing, Darwin Nunez, and Luis Diaz. Why does Diogo Jota continue to get the cold shoulder, man? I'll never understand.
I think Klopp, well, first of all, he's injury prone to some extent. I think Klopp likes to bring him on to be clinical. I don't necessarily know if Klopp likes to see him out there for 100 minutes. It's weird, though. You're right. And I've always noticed that. I'm sure we all have. I think Klopp likes him as a sub and a starter here and there. And I'm okay with it because he still produces.
Let me ask you a question.
Please
do. You think Jota was initially bought as a depth super sub player?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And you're right. I know you're right. But it's just so weird to me that he's so good in that role. You would think, okay, if someone's good coming off the bench, start him. But he is injury prone. I think every year he's been here, he's had at least a 2-month injury. And Tony says Klopp like having a super sub in reserve to change games.
It's the same thing with Gakpo. They're both going to get the cold shoulder at times. One, I think Klopp really likes Nunez's pace.
Yeah.
For one. But also, Nunez is always in the right place at the right time. His positioning is second to none.
Nunez?
Always in the right place at the right time. And I think Klopp is thinking to himself, like, all right, Nunez is my workhorse. Jota and Gakpo, they're a bit more clinical, maybe. Probably more so Jota. I want Darwin Nunez to chew up this game time. And then if we need Jota, we'll bring him in. That's how I feel like he might think about it. If Nunez could just finish even 30% more of the chances he's gotten, he's like world class because he's always in the right position. He's always getting a foot on the ball. He's always getting a head on the ball. He's always getting in behind.
He's always hitting the woodwork.
So that's why he's in there. That and his work rate, and he's always fit. With the exception of the offsides, which have gotten better. No, Oyvind, you're absolutely right.
Dude, spot on.
So I read an article yesterday, and they said this is absolutely correct. With the exception of the offsides, he is just right place, right time.
Yeah.
The offside pieces, that's on him.
Yeah.
Like, that's on him. But I feel like when a cross comes in, like, if it's there to be found, Nunez will find it. It'll end up in row 73. But he's there. He's there, dude.
Dude,
he's always there. He never loses a step either. He runs 100 miles an hour for 100 minutes every single match.
I couldn't agree more. But it resonates so strongly with me. He is offside so much.
Don't you remember when he first started with us, how often he was offside?
It seems like
it would legit be like 4 times a game.
I think the last game we watched, I don't know if it was Fulham. There was a game I did recently. He was offsides at least 5 times, which is kind of absurd for one player to be offside that many times.
I wonder. Let's look.
Now, another thing, it's just because I agree with everything you said about Nunez's pace. He gives 100% effort for 100 minutes. But when you say he's in the right positioning, I feel like him being offside kind of negates that argument. But I do agree with. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
That's on the counter.
Yeah.
Right? He's offsides on the counter. So I think it's a little bit different than like
being in the final
play.
third and like waiting.
Right. He does lead the league in offsides.
Yeah, of course he does.
But Alanga has one less. Son has one less. Jackson has two less. Bowen's up there. Diaz has 10.
So these players are clearly.
It's not like he's double everybody else.
Okay. How many does he have?
He's 17. And Alanga and Heung-min Son have 16.
How many?
Nicholas Jackson has 15.
What are the minutes? Are there minutes or games played?
Not in this.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I was just curious. I think for me the more astounding thing is how many times he's hit the post or the woodwork or the crossbar, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I think he definitely leads the league in that. It's got to be like 8 or 9. Oh, and Oyvind said one Diaz offside wasn't offside.
Yeah.
That's true, man. That's true. Guys, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for being here. And of course, if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. All right. We keep going back and forth at 11K, by the way, Steve. We got to 11K. And then, every once in a while, there will be like bots that unsubscribe or whatever. We just dropped below 11K again. So guys, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Huge help. 11K is huge. Seek Chan, what's up, man? Says Jota will score today. Let's
Probably.
So, Steve, you said you liked the 4-0 prediction. We heard
but I'm going to go 3-1.
And we'll be doing a watch along as well, guys. But you have any closing thoughts or anything you want to get off your chest? Because we didn't do a show last week. The floor is yours.
Today is an absolute must-win. Every game is a must-win, Kyle, but today feels a little bit different. We haven't played in a little bit. Arsenal just won big. City's getting healthy again. Alexi says 3-0 win, Jota with 2. I love that.
Let's go.
Yeah, today's just a really big match, as they all are, but today feels a little bit different to me. Again, because of the break, because City are somewhat healthy again. Arsenal won big yesterday. We got to keep that cushion up top, and plus we play Arsenal next away, I think, or in the next couple of matches we play them away. So, yeah, let's do this. I hope this isn't one of those games where the first half absolutely sucks and we're all pissed off, and then we score twice in between the 80th and 90th minute to win it. I can't take that type of stress today.
Hate those games. I absolutely hate the games where if we go down early or something, or it's a 0-0 going into like the 70th minute. I completely agree. Also, shout out to Steve. Happy belated birthday to Steve. We love you on here, Steve. I couldn't do it without you. And I'm glad that we've kept it going as long as we have, man.
Yeah. Another year older. Another year
older. Another year wiser.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Am I getting wiser, guys? Let us know in the chat. You guys think I'm getting wiser, or am I regressing?
No,
either way, thank you so much for the support and for the birthday wishes.
I feel like you're pointing out more of the things I get wrong as the older we get. So you're probably getting wiser. And I'm probably getting stupider.
I think it would be more stupid, but there's a good example.
No, it's more stupider, bro.
Is stupider a word?
More stupider and most stupidest, man. That's how the suffixes work.
Oh, right. Yeah, Kyle's an English major.
Yeah. No, that's not how they work, guys. All right, but guys, appreciate you being here. Again, we'll see you at the live watch along. And until then, Reds, take care.